They knew?
Little Madeleine McCann was gone.
Oh, wow.
Desperate to get her back, Kate and Jerry McCann shared their daughter with the world.
Why do you think this case captured the world's attention?
Her smile, her laugh was accessible to all of us, and so we all felt we knew her a little bit.
These are actually the pajamas that Madeleine was wearing when she was taken.
But the massive amounts of publicity came with some criticism.
Jerry, what do you need now? Let's go. Okay, thank you. The media presence here. Keep going, put your hand down.
You know, how much is too much publicity when a child's life is at stake?
Media, and particularly in the print media, they've lost sight of what it is. We're a real family. It's been a heinous crime, and there's a little, completely innocent 4-year-old girl who's missing.
From the beginning, the British media had a ferocious appetite for anything related to the McCann case. Many salacious newspaper headlines even implied the McCanns had something to do with the death or disappearance of their daughter. So in 2008, the McCanns sued several of those papers for libel and won. Many issued front-page apologies and awarded more than $1 million into a fund established to find Madeleine. Jerry and Kate weren't the only victims of false reports. First star Guido Robert Murat was also awarded over $1 million in libel damages. And their friends, the Tapas 7, settled a case for 6 figures. But what the McCanns wanted most was answers.
It was all the clues that they gave us.
So they turned to private investigators. Julian Parabanez was a field agent on the case. Did you get the sense that they were desperate for answers?
They thought that nobody was searching for Madeleine, so they needed to find someone to start looking for her.
An awful lot of work was done. Teams went to Morocco, they went all over the Mediterranean and various countries, following up leads, tip-offs.
And the little girl had a hat on, and she looked like Madeleine McCann.
I know where she could be. She's still alive.
Yeah.
Parents.
From reported sightings to psychic visions, Parabanez chased down dozens of possible leads. Then his boss made this bold claim on television.
We are 100% sure that she's alive. I know the kidnapper, and we know where he is. We know who he is, and we know how he has done it.
I was shocked, embarrassed, and ashamed.
Why is that?
Because we didn't have any clue whatsoever of who took her.
A dearth of clues, dead ends, and dashed hopes, hallmarks of the McCann case. And it didn't help that the Portuguese authorities shared almost no information until the summer of 2008.
Portuguese police, who had been working under conditions of quite extreme secrecy, because that is their judicial law, released the files to the public and the press. So suddenly there was a tidal wave of thousands of pages of police files, all in Portuguese, that anyone could examine.
An open record detailing a massive effort, according to Portuguese police.
It's public, you can see what has been done. It reflects hundreds, if not thousands of hours of work by the authorities.
The McCanns spent more than $100,000 to translate the files to English, and then countless hours poring through them.
And I was desperate to go through this myself because I knew that I'd be going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
The open case files meant vindication for the McCanns.
The DNA that was found in the trunk of the vehicle, it was inconclusive.
There was absolutely no evidence that the DNA in question belonged to Madeleine.
And amidst the stacks of papers, the McCanns found some hope.
The most important thing that came out when the files were released, there's absolutely no evidence anywhere to suggest that Madeleine has been physically harmed.
With faith renewed their daughter could still be out there and alive, Jerry and Kate released this photo of what Madeleine McCann could look like at age 6, 2 years after she went missing.
And I just think it's so vital and so fair for Madeleine that we don't give up on her.
Coming up, the power of a public appeal to the highest authorities.